Welcome to Plotcast by Castified. Today we're plunging into the final season of Squid Game, Season 3. Highly anticipated, obviously, but also, wow, incredibly divisive. We've pulled together a whole stack of sources here, reviews, creator interviews, fan chats, you name it. And our mission really is to unpack all these different reactions, the surprising takes, just try and figure out what made this season such a huge global hit and such a, well, hotbed of debate. So, yeah, let's get into it.
It's fascinating, isn't it? How expectations meet reality. I mean, the immediate impact was just undeniable.
Oh,
it hit #1 in, 93 countries and faster than the others.
Yeah.
That just screams anticipation.
Astronomical hype, yeah. But here's the twist, right? Despite that, you look at the reviews, the audience scores, quite mixed, especially Rotten Tomatoes. Season 1, stellar scores, 95% critics, 84% audience. Season 3, 83% from critics, which is still decent, but the audience
For the playoff.
plummeted. 51%. That's not just a dip, it's like a cliff.
Yeah.
How does a show everyone's waiting for end up alienating almost half its audience? That's the puzzle.
Well, one angle is the creator, Kwang Dong-hyuk. He seemed to lean really heavily into symbolism this season,
Okay.
especially biblical imagery, like Gi-hun. He's almost presented as this Christ-like figure, you know?
Right. I saw that mentioned, the whole waking up in a coffin thing, the resurrection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that carries through to the finale with his big sacrifice to save the baby.
Yeah, some sources were drawing parallels to Abraham and Isaac there. Pretty heavy stuff.
Definitely. And there's even that Latin phrase on the walls, hudi mihi, cross AB.
Today, me, tomorrow you.
Right. Underscoring that fragility of life theme. Plus the whole brother conflict in Ho and Jun-ho. It's got those Cain and Abel vibes.
For sure. So was this rich symbolism like a strength? Did it add depth, or maybe did it push away people just wanting the thrills?
Good question. Seems like maybe both. The sources suggest it was a bit of a double-edged sword. Hwang Dong-hyuk himself said, Gi-hun's journey was meant to reflect a bleaker future, worsening economic inequality globally.
Okay, so a deliberate message there.
A very deliberate message. And he actually confirmed that, yes, Gi-hun and Jun-ho did end the games in Korea. He sees that as a small win, like a metaphor for pushing back against this huge global capitalist system.
Which just keeps going elsewhere.
Exactly. The Korean Games ended, but the game itself, the system, continues.
Okay, so if the artistic aims were that grand, why the audience backlash? The sources point to some, well, pretty specific issues, like the baby plot line.
Oh, yeah. That got hammered.
Cheap, unimaginative, people said, and the CGI baby itself. Apparently a huge distraction. It's funny how a visual element can just pull you right out.
Totally breaks the immersion. And then there were the games themselves, the new ones.
Right, Squid Game, hide and seek.
They just didn't land for a lot of people. Called boring as hell in some reviews. Not just lacking tension, but feeling like filler, almost.
Yeah, like they lost that spark, that visceral originality from Season 1.
Exactly. Were they trying too hard, or maybe not hard enough? Either way, it didn't quite capture that same magic.
It's kind of baffling, isn't it? A show famous for tension delivering boring games. And then there was the controversy, too. The death of Hyun-ju, the trans character, happening during Pride Month. That raised some eyebrows about the intent,
Yeah, the timing was definitely noted.
Plus, a lot of people felt the conflicts were sort of weightless, pointless character arcs. Like the Gi-hun versus In-ho rivalry, it felt underdeveloped.
And Jun-ho's detective mission just kept failing.
Right, and the VIPs, Season 1, they were chilling, powerful this time. Sources called them dumb, not diabolical.
Yeah, that really seemed to undercut the threat.
So the overall feeling, boiling it down from reviews, was repetitive, predictable.
Unfulfilling came up a lot, too. Like, it didn't really build on Season 1's brilliance, didn't add enough new layers. That repetition just, it hurt the freshness.
And the irony wasn't lost on people, was it? The show critiques capitalism.
While potentially becoming this massive franchise, milking its own IP.
Exactly. That Cate Blanchett cameo teasing a U.S. spin-off, for many, that just screamed franchise first, maybe story second.
Right. So even with, strong acting and great visuals, the feeling was it kind of traded meaning for momentum.
Yeah. And maybe confirm that some stories, they're best told just once, powerfully, and then left alone. So Squid Game Season 3, it definitely gave us a conclusion to the Korean Games. Powerful moments, spectacle, deep symbolism, for sure. But also, clearly, a lot of criticism about the story choices maybe diluting the original themes.
Which leaves us with a pretty big thought, doesn't it? Yeah. If the games are this metaphor for capitalism, right, and the Korean version is officially over.
But they explicitly say the games continue elsewhere.
Yeah. What does that mean for us? How does that mirror the real-world feeling that this huge global system is just inescapable, no matter the small victories?